Okay, hello, Ely family, friends, and community. This is your principal, Mr. Easton, and this is another Ely Video Bulletin. So, several things to run down today. First and foremost, tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, we do have our fourth grade awards assembly, which will be taking place tomorrow morning at 9:30 in the cafeteria. Great time. Just as a reminder, though, only the students that are receiving awards will actually be attending that. So if you did receive one of those invitations, we encourage you to join us tomorrow. Also, want to give a huge shout out to our PTO for organizing our Ely Family Skate Night. That was yesterday. It was a great event, a huge turnout. And I was proud of myself for actually not falling. So great event. Thank you so much for our PTO for putting that event on. February 14th, just as a reminder, we do have our Valentine's Day parties that are going to be beginning. The room parents will be reaching out to the teachers. So just a reminder, so room parents, if you are a room parent, please make sure you reach out to the teacher and then also to the other parents in the classroom to organize those activities. Room parents will be the ones who will be coming in and actually doing the activities or setting up. We are also asking room parents that you do need to be background checked prior to coming into the school for the Valentine's Day parties. If you are not background checked currently and you have questions on that, please feel free to reach out to the front office for information on that. Okay, spring conferences are just a couple weeks away. So spring conferences are scheduled for February 15th, and they will begin at 3:30 and then end at 7 p.m. Teachers will be reaching out to parents to schedule those meetings with a time. If you would like to schedule a meeting just to discuss your child's performance, please feel free to reach out to your child's teacher, either through email, calling up to the phone, calling up to the school, or dojo. Okay, third quarter interims. Third quarter interims are just a couple weeks away. I know we just got done with our second quarter awards, and just like that, we are almost halfway through the quarter. So, third quarter interims will be being sent home on Friday, February 16th. Just as a reminder, those will go home via school messenger. I just want to give one more update on that. So, just a reminder, when you do receive the email, you will have to enter your child's date of birth. When you enter the date of birth, make sure you put in the actual slashes. So if you don't put in the slashes, it will come back as an error. So you have to actually put in their date of birth with the slashes in between the day, the month, and the year. Okay, no school. So there's a couple days. I know we've gotten in the use, basically in the habit of not having a full week. So this week is actually our first full week with 5 days. So in a couple weeks, we'll have another couple days off. So February 19th is President's Day. So there's no school for students or teachers or staff. And then February 20th, it's a PD day. So no school for students on that day. Okay, February 22nd. Hopefully, many of you have been able to join us for some of our previous coffee and donuts with the principal. It's a great time just to come out, meet some other parents and families of Ely, but then also stay informed of everything that is happening at Ely. But we have a special announcement for our next coffee and donuts. So we're actually going to have Mrs. Campbell is going to be joining us from she's part of our PACS training. So she's going to actually come out, provide some PACS training, some PACS resources, and some PACS tools to our parents and to our families. So we really encourage if you come out to Ely in any way to help support, to volunteer or to help support students, we really encourage you to mark this on your calendar. So once again, February 22nd at 9:30, you are going to get a whole bunch of information, some useful resources as well. You'll walk away with some resources and some handouts as well that you can use for your time here for volunteering at Ely. But you're also going to get, don't forget, your coffee and your donuts during that time as well. Okay. Also, another thing to mark your calendar. I know, so the weather here in Northeast Ohio is always varying. Some days it might be in the 30s or the negative teens or something. And then you have days like today when it's almost 50, 60 degrees. But we do know that the weather is always changing, and sometimes we want to make sure that the kids have coats. So we do have an Elyria schools. There is going to be a student coat pickup on February 20th from 9 to 2:30 at the board office. So once again, if you're in need of a jacket, or maybe your child just grew out of their particular winter jacket, stop over at the board office once again on February 20th from 9 to 2:30. Just a couple more things that I want to emphasize before I sign off here. If you have been in the school the last couple of days, we have a new poster that is up in our cafeteria and is called Positive Tea at Ely. And so the idea behind that is the whole month of February, we are working on these different characteristics that we really want to focus on with our students. And so anytime that the students are demonstrating one of these traits and then one of these characteristics, a teacher or a staff member will give them a heart. The students can write their name and then they will post it on the chart paper that is in the cafeteria. And so some of those things that we are looking for are inclusion, friendship, respect, kindness, sharing, and integrity. So our teachers and our staff will be looking for that. I also encourage you to talk to your children about those different traits and characteristics as well. Okay, finally, parents and family, we encourage you. So those of you who are not familiar or do not recall, Ely was awarded the Bronze Award for PBIS from the state of Ohio. Now, with that, we want to continue that momentum. We want to continue trying to improve and getting better with everything that we are doing. So we are asking for your guys' help. And with that, we have the Ely Self-Assessment Survey, which is around our PBIS. And so you will see that. So tomorrow, I will be sending out our Ely Family Newsletter. So another edition of our Ely Happening will be being sent to your email box tomorrow. In that newsletter, you will be seeing the Ely Self-Assessment Survey. So I do encourage you to take a few minutes and fill that out. The information from that survey is very beneficial and useful to us as a staff. On that, like I said, so the Ely Happening, the February edition will be being sent to you tomorrow. There's a lot of information, a lot of pictures. So please make sure you check out tomorrow's edition of the Ely Happening. I hope everyone is staying safe, and staying warm depending on the weather. And we will see you when we see you. Have a good one.